right. Hello, YouTube. And we'll give you a couple of seconds and then let's see. Yeah, we'll say hello to Twitch now. Hello, everybody. I'm Chloe. This is Night Right with Chloe and Sandy. With 100% less Sandy right now. Sandy has a baby that is actually not sleeping right now. So it might just be me tonight. Sandy is here in spirit, apparently. But it's going to just be me at least for a while here. So, and it looks like I got a slightly late start. My apologies on that. I have been throwing some book covers together and got caught up in that little fussiness that is putting book covers together. So, that's not what I'm going to be working on tonight, though. Tonight, I am going to be editing some short stories. I've been in a productivity slump lately, and like I have not touched my Alien Vela story in probably a week. I have absolutely nothing set up for my next post, which is due on Tuesday, 6 days from now, and I haven't even done a second edit pass on it. That's okay. I'll figure it out. I don't know. But today I'm going to be editing a couple of short stories to be published in some anthologies. So I am hoping to bump up the word count some. I tried to do one earlier and I ended up actually cutting it down some. So that was not productive how I wanted it to be. So that was why I ended up doing book covers instead, because clearly I wasn't going to be able to write, and we're going to try it again now and hope it works okay. So we're going to start with 10 minutes on the clock, if I can get that on the screen. There we go. 10 minutes on the clock. And I will see you guys at 1:15. Okay. Oh, that was our first sprint. There we go. Let me do that screen so then I can pay better attention, and hopefully we'll get all of our sprints in our 2 hours. As I yawn, you guys are not seeing me yawn right now. I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm not yawning. Yeah. So we'll try to get in a whole bunch of sprints tonight. So I'm gonna leave that timer visible. Also, I just got a notification on my phone that I'm being invited to a Clubhouse room. I just downloaded Clubhouse the other day because I only found out the other day that it's available for Android now, and I haven't actually used it yet. I had an opportunity to, but I am terrified of change. One of my romance starters groups does a weekly thing on Clubhouse. And that was the whole reason I even downloaded it, because they had mentioned it in just their usual notes. And I was like, oh, I should check in on that. Found out that it's available now for everybody, and downloaded it. Was like, I'm going to do this. And then I was like, I'm scared and I have nobody to hold my hand. So perhaps I will not do this. So that was just some rando. I don't know who that guy was. It was probably some like introduction seminar that they do weekly or whatever for people who just downloaded the app. But I'm like, no, go away. Go away, Tom, from MySpace. So I did get some of the story edited though. And I think I'm about breaking even on the word count, and I'm going to accept that. This is I've got all of these anthologies set up from these hundreds of stories that I wrote for Medium. I've got all of these anthologies set up, and I've already put together one that was for my alien stuff, and every single one of those stories I added like 500 words to it. So I ended up with like 2,000 more words, and I was like, great. So this one, I said, oh, it's a little bit shorter. I wanted these anthologies to be at least 7,000 words, and this one is 66. But now I see that it is so easy for me to add words to these things that, like, let's do it. It's a good genre, or it's a good kink for me to start with. So I went for it, and of course, I'm now seeing that this is not going to go longer. Oh no, Sandy, I am not going to do whatever this Clubhouse thing is. Don't worry. I just got invited to another thing though. Like, what the hell? People are now like inviting me to events as well. And I'm like, Dragon Con's in a couple of weeks, and Delta variant is here, and they're now recommending boosters. I'm like, I want it now. And I know we're not allowed to have it now, but I want it now. Maybe it is. I was just invited to Candlelight Open Air Celebrating Pride, featuring queer composers Handel and Tchaikovsky. I'm not gonna lie, I had no idea that either of them were gay, and now I am very confused about why the Russians love Tchaikovsky so much. But like, yeah, I kind of want to go to this. When is it? Oh, you know what? It's not until October. Okay, no, we're good. Yeah, I'll do that. Oh, right, because that's gonna be Pride season, right? That's when Pride. Atlanta does our own Pride thing. I don't know. Yeah. Anyway, so that'll be something to look forward to in October. We'll pretend that the world isn't going to have burned down by October. Yeah. So let's go ahead and get this next sprint going. It is going to be a 20-minute sprint this time. 20 minutes on the clock. If I can find that part of the clock. I don't know. You guys watch me do this every time, but like you can't see. Like, Sandy, definitely fact check that before you talk about it, because I didn't know this either. But also, like, so when I'm trying to find the timer in Hourglass, you guys can't actually see this happening, but there's like a menu that has recent inputs, and the second one or first one, depending on what it is always 20 minutes. And like, it takes me forever to find this thing, even though how many times have I done this with you? Anyways, 20 minutes on the clock. It is 21 past. I'll see you guys at 41 past. Okay, that is time on that sprint. There we go. Let's get that good angle. There we go. I mostly researched gay composers during that sprint because it turned out there were a whole bunch of composers. All of them I know quite well. Partly, I'm sure, because I do know how to play 7 musical instruments. 7? I mean, I guess depending, like, do you count all of the clarinets as like 4 different clarinets, or is it just like the clarinet and it comes in different sizes? So that number is arbitrary, but I can play a lot of instruments. So I've played a lot of different composers, but like Copland was on this list, and I was like, I didn't think Copland was gay, but according to this, it is. And for Handel and Tchaikovsky, Handel is maybe, he's according, like what I read, he is maybe gay. There's no strong argument that he was straight because he never married. And there's some speculation that he hung out at gay places, but there's also some rebuttal that those places were not, in fact, places where gay people hung out, gay men hung out. I don't know why I had to say that 8 million times. So maybe he was gay, maybe he wasn't. Who else was on this list? Oh, Tchaikovsky was really funny. Googling that, I got an article about, like, Russia's got some pretty rough anti-gay laws. Like, not just are gays not protected there, but they're also actively discriminated against. And apparently Putin has gone on record to be like, yeah, Tchaikovsky was gay and it doesn't matter. He is a national treasure and we don't care about that. And also that is completely irrelevant to how we treat gay people now. So that sounds real Russia. That sounds, like, after I read that article, I was like, oh, yeah, this totally makes sense. Never mind. This is exactly this sort of thing that Russia would do. Who else was on that list? Bernstein, but I mean, yeah. Saint-Saëns. Yeah, Saint-Saëns was, he was probably real gay. He certainly had that sort of thing going on with him. Barber, I wasn't surprised about. Harrison, Lou Harrison, and Halverson, which I didn't actually see if Halverson was gay or not. Oh, big follows. I think I don't even know if anybody is on YouTube. No, I'm sorry. If anybody is on Twitch right now, other than that bot. So I'm not going to worry about that bot right now. If you want to become famous, big followers, primes, and viewers on bigfollowsccb.com. Sandy had a brainstorm yesterday, and I'm motivated today to write the story that you've been putting off for a decade. Sandy, not to be that guy or anything, but I feel like you have been picking up a lot of projects lately. Is this something that you've had? So, okay, I was about to ask if this is something that you had, like, partially done. I'm so sorry, I'm yawning. But no, it's not something you've had partially done. That's okay. I have things that I should be working on, but I'm not. But also, I'm working on something that will hopefully make some money. I don't know. I'm just throwing. Oh shit! Don't mind me. I just realized I got reached out earlier about doing some proofreading and never got back to that person. So that's what I'm going to be doing during this next sprint. You have written the first chapter at least 10 times. Got it. So during this sprint, I am going to put together a thing so I can make myself a little bit more money. Sorry, I should just be starting that sprint instead of like reading this while y'all are looking at me. It's fine. Let's get that clock set up. And 20 minutes is on it. It is 47 past. So I'll see you guys at 7 past. Oh, yeah, go for it. Good night. Sorry, I just realized that my mic wasn't muted. Hello, Raiders. Oh gosh, let's see. So I'm not, oh my gosh, I look naked. Hold on. My shoulders were cold because I'm dumb and like put on this little tank top and bathrobe, but of course it's skin tone, so I just look like I was sitting there naked. Anyways, way too much. Hey, hello everybody. So if you are over on the YouTube side of things, right at the end of that sprint, we got rated by Charlie and their cheerleaders, excuse me. So hello, Maggie. Hello. We got a bunch of people here, and I'm just gonna go through something cheerleader. Woo! And ending with Amy. Hello, Amy. So, welcome everybody. That was our fourth sprint. We've been chugging along. The title of this particular show is incorrect because Sandy could not make it. She is here in spirit. And by that, I mean she is sitting in the YouTube chats. But she has a fully awake baby. So there was no way for her to get on the screen tonight. But so it's just me going solo. So far tonight, I have edited a story and a little tiny story and did not hit my goals on that, but that's okay. And I did a bunch of texting. I don't know. I agreed to go to a concert in October. It is an outdoor concert. It is a charity event, I believe. And it is for Atlanta Pride. And it is a bunch of songs written by gay composers. So I also just found out about a bunch of composers who I did not previously know were gay to be gay. And then Handel, who is maybe. Like there were a bunch of articles. There were a bunch of people who were like, Handel's gay. And then there were several people who were like, historically speaking, probably not. But my favorite part of that little adventure was looking up to verify Tchaikovsky, because that was another one who I had no idea. And apparently Vladimir Putin is on a record saying, yeah, I know he's gay and it doesn't matter. We still love him. Because of course they are terrible to gay people over in Russia and have laws that actively harm them. And so apparently, but like Tchaikovsky is a national treasure. So, oh God. Oh no, stop. I'm echoing myself. Sorry. I was trying to pull up a faster chat log and here we are. Anyways, so that is what has been going on with me, editing and such. I did get editing done. Just not, oh my God, I keep hitting the wrong button. You know those nights when you're like trying to act cool and everything is together while you subtly do things and you fail every single task you're doing because you don't know how to multitask? Right here. I don't know how to multitask. Why am I even like this? So we are doing 20-minute sprints, and it is 9/11 here. So we are going to be doing 2 more sprints tonight. So we do have quite a bit more writing to do, or whatever sort of productivity you're doing. I also did some book covers earlier today, and I just sent in a thing for a proofreading gig. So I will be getting some money in this month that I need. So yeah, that's what's happening tonight. Nothing too crazy. Also a lot of us whining about how we're not getting anything. Nobody is succeeding at anything right now, and none of us can meet our goals, and none of us are working on the projects that we need to be working on. on. And isn't that just life right now? I don't know. I feel like that's kind of a across the board feeling. Like, oh, there's always a bit of that in writing groups, of course, but I feel like we're all kind of there right now. So that's why I'm putting together things for anthologies. Like, let me repackage what I've already written. Okay, so let's go ahead and do our next sprint. We are doing 20 minutes again, and it is 12 past. So I will see you guys at 32 past. Go be productive. I am going to absolutely be productive this time. Okay, that was time. Oops, there we go. That was time on the third 20 minute sprint, I'm gonna say. Let me know how you did. I added a bunch of words to this one, I think, which is my goal right now. Because as I said before, I'm working on the shorts that I wrote for Medium and putting them into anthologies now. And they're a really good article length, but they're kind of an awkward length for an anthology, or, they're not quite flash fiction. They're too long, but a short story tends to be like considerably longer in the published world than this like 1,500 to 2,500 that I've got going. So I'm trying to fluff them up a little bit, just, throw those details back in that people expect when they buy this stuff instead of reading it in a journal. So that I did some of that, and I'm curious now. So I have to pull up a spreadsheet to see what my count was before, because I forgot to keep track of it. And usually I'm really good at remembering numbers like this, but brain. Brain does as brain does. Well, you're going to take your sweet bippin' time to. It took me like hours to put this dang spreadsheet together because of what it is. And I feel like Excel wants me to remember that every single time I pull it up. By the way, this thing's really more complicated than it should be. Yes. Okay. So initially it was 1085, and I am about halfway through it now, and it's at 1439. So I've added like 350 words to it, and that feels really good, because the other one that I have done, I only added about 200 words to, and I really would like to get at least an extra 1,000 out of the 4 total that are together on this. Also, Maggie, good job with the 137. Let me know how the rest of you did. I'm also, like, my concentration is starting to flag now. I don't know. My concentration's been terrible lately. So I was like thinking in the middle of that, maybe I should go back and do some more book covers, because like I'm putting out a whole bunch of anthologies, right? So it's going to be a series of anthologies, and I'm working on the covers for them. And I would like to get as many of them done as possible at once, so that they all look like they're in the same series, because I'm really bad about like forgetting how I did things and then like trying to replicate it in a future book cover, and they don't look anything alike because I forgot like all the textures or whatever it was that I was using. So I've gotten 2 of them done. I need to talk to one of my groups about how to color these. But I can get at least a few more of them set up, and then have them ready to go depending on which way I decide to go with the coloring on it. And then maybe just like rapid release them. Maybe just like make September and October my smut fall. Smut girl fall. Can I make that a thing? Hashtag smut girl fall. It seems like a good plan, right? I feel like now I need to make one that's like pumpkin spice smut. Pumpkin smut latte? It is what it is, right? Oh, I don't know if y'all heard that, but we got the racers out tonight to see. Atlanta. Yeah, so no, you know what? I'm going to stick with writing. I should get, yes, smut girl fall. Thank you. Smut girl fall. Pumpkin smut latte. Pumpkin slut latte would be hilarious. I might just like start throwing these hashtags randomly on things. And that is something I recently started using Twitter. I've had a Twitter account for ages now. And I just recently started to like get active on it. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't think I'm doing it right, whatever I am doing. But one of the things that I've been greatly enjoying doing is just throwing random hashtags on things that aren't things that anybody would search for, but like I hope somewhere out there somebody is reading my posts and laughing about how dumb my hashtags are. I definitely have on my alien smut posts things like green is the new sexy and stuff like that. Like he's all alien. Yeah, I'm just enjoying making Twitter my own thing. So yeah, Smut Girl Fall or Pumpkin Slut Latte. I love Pumpkin Slut Latte. I'm gonna share that with my Medium group. My group where it says Medium Smut Writers. We were talking about doing a challenge in the fall, and this might be it. It might be called the Pumpkin Slut Latte Challenge. Anyways, let's go ahead and do our last sprint. Yeah, because it is 9:39, so that'll be perfect timing. We'll do 20 minutes, and that'll take us to just shy of the hour. And then I'll be able to say goodbye to you and maybe find somewhere to send y'all to, even though nobody I follow on Twitch is currently live. So if you guys know anybody who is currently live that you think is going to be going past the top of the hour on Twitch, let me know. And that way I can send it there. Also, let me see this comment really quick. I wrote a scene where time travelers tried to explain about their favorite coffee was PSL. So the Lord's Baker tried to make them pumpkin seed coffee. Oh no. Burned pumpkin seeds seeped with cream and honey. I don't know about the burned part of it, but like that might, I don't know how the pumpkin seeds would work out. If they would, how they would steep. That might actually be okay. Like a tea, like an herbal tea. Anyways, clock's going. I will see you guys, or clock will be going. I will see you guys in 20 minutes. That was louder than usual, I think. I know you guys can't normally hear the beeping sound on that, but that was really loud. Anyway, yeah, I like lost connection to StreamYard very briefly during that. Excuse me, you guys didn't see that. I wasn't doing anything. So I don't know what happened there, but I got this scene mostly done. And and I spelled a word wrong. I actually I don't know how I managed this, but like I had a word spelled wrong. Whimper. I had the word whimper spelled wrong. But like this is something that I've already like edited. And I don't know how I didn't see that before. I forgot the H in it. I know how to spell whimper. Like it's not, I don't know. But so out there now for everybody to see on Medium, I've got this story where I literally have the word whimper spelled wrong. And like obviously typos happen. It's just weird when it's, something like that where it's an obvious, like it's not that you put the wrong word there or you forgot a word or, any of those, but like something is spelled wrong. And we live in a day and age where that shouldn't be happening. Unless it is a homophone. So, no. So Maggie suggested the timer for the stream reset. So I've only been streaming for 15 minutes. Guess we still have to go for an hour and 45 minutes. I would, but as you'll recall, I pretended that I didn't yawn a moment ago, but I was absolutely yawning and lying to you about whether I was yawning or not. That was absolutely a yawn. Yeah, autocorrect absolutely puts the worst word in. And like when they do the grammar, when they're like, oh, this should be are instead of is or something like that, it's wrong more often than it's right, but every once in a while it's right. So I leave that feature on because every once in a while I look at it and I'm like, oh shit, that is the wrong form of through. Thank you. So I do leave those on. I don't use anything like Grammarly or what's the other one? Per Writing Aid. I know they're really helpful to some people, so I'm not dissing on them at all. But for me, they just pinpoint, like they point out too many things that are not errors. And they just waste too much time. So like maybe once a year, I'll use one just to see like what it's pointing out and see if there is something that I need to address in my editing process. So I'll put something in that I fully edited. Something shorter, put it in and see what it's flagging and see if the errors that it's flagging are things that I don't care about or things that I do think it would help my writing craft if I actually, address them, actually started focusing on that. I feel like they pinpoint overused words and stuff like that. And that is something that I am notorious for. And I know there's certain ones to look out for. I know to look for just because just is wrong, but there are certainly like words that I will suddenly start to lean on. And so like they are useful for that. And yes, Maggie uses 3 different grammar checkers. None of them agree. Part of what's been bothering me lately is that I draft in Wavemaker, and Wavemaker is one of the programs that has a fairly bad spell checker. So it will flag all kinds of words that are perfectly fine. And that's actually probably how the whimper disaster happened, was because I just have to ignore the spell check a lot with Wavemaker because it, that absolutely is a word. Naturalize is a word. So yeah. But anyway, so that is everything for me tonight. None of the channels that I follow are live, so I don't have anywhere to send you guys. If you guys have anything in the next 30 seconds, let me know. Had that just really and actually is a great universal list for everybody to just have in your mind to get rid of as you are editing. And also, like, every once in a while, I wouldn't do it for every single book unless you really need it. Go ahead and put it into your find option. Search. I don't know why I said that in the most complicated way, but like search for every instance of that word and actually evaluate every single one of them to make sure that they're okay. Especially for the last three, had, that, and like are all words that are used a lot that need to be there. So it's not always like it might end up being not worthwhile because it takes up so much of your time. But for just really and actually putting them into your search and looking at every single instance of them and like trying to get rid of them is helpful. Just is great sometimes. Really is usually not good. Actually is usually only good in dialogue. Yeah. So it looks like Sandy's got to go too. Sandy has a baby stirring. But so that is the show for this week. Thank you, everybody, for watching. We will be back. Hopefully, both of us will be back. I will definitely be back next Wednesday. Also, my hard drive is on its way here. Oh, that's weird. Hey, Moobot. Moobot has been silent this entire show until just now, I think. But yeah, so my hard drive it was sent yesterday. It's UPS ground, so I don't know when it's going to be here, but hopefully my hard drive will be here soon and I will be able to get back to doing my other streams soon. So I can kick Haley's butt back into working. Woo! On that note, you guys have a great day. Enjoy the rest of your week. Go be productive. Bye, guys.